What's up, guys? Welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of the Game Plan Pod. I'm Peter.
I'm Vincent.
And I'm Henry.
Let's get into this week's episode. P.S. You can listen to all of Season 1 and 2 on Spotify.
All right, starting off, it's heading over to the NBA. Obviously, they're heading into the All-Star break, and right now we're going to rank our top 10 in the league halfway through the season.
This could get a little heated, but I don't know. I feel like our takes are quite a little bit different.
You have any honorable mentions you want to start off with? Or?
No honorable mentions.
No honorable
Just
mentions.
top 10. Just the top 10. Top 10 players in
I
the
think it's
league.
going to be good.
Let's go from 10 to 1.
Who's
All
your
right.
number 10? Let's start off with number 10.
At number 10, I have Eastern Conference player Jalen Brunson at 10. He is just... Yeah.
Don't diss Jalen Brunson. Don't say he's just. That's already a negative thing. He's just what?
He's
The
him.
best player in
He's
the
him.
league? Yeah, he's him.
He's him.
You have him at higher than 10?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had Brunson.
Not crazy.
Just
though.
to
That-
get mine. I had
absurd.
Brunson at 10
He's
too.
not higher than any of these
I have
guys.
Jalen Brunson at 10.
No.
He's amazing. He's amazing. Obviously, he's
I was
100%
contemplating
the best player.
I was contemplating putting Spider Mitchell. I was contemplating Devin Booker. All those guys have
Donovan Mitchell.
I was debating between him and
That's-
Booker.
better record, better
Wow.
stats. What else can you?
Better record has nothing to do with the player. How does it have anything to do with the player?
Because they're leading their team. They're the best player on the team.
I was debating
How
on
does
Booker and
the
Brunson.
record have anything
But
to
he's
do
better
with
stats.
Doesn't have better stats.
Yes, he does.
There's no way he has better
He's
stats.
averaging 28, 5, and 6.
That
Obviously,
doesn't make any
but-
sense.
Brunson at 10. I
He's
feel
the
like
only
it's
guy-
just. I
he's
just
the
feel
only
like
guy on the
Brunson.
team. There's
I
nobody
feel like
else who
Brunson
scores
at
more.
10 is like the
Mobley,
perfect
Jared
range for
Allen,
him
Bro,
right
they're not
now.
Darius
scoring like
Garland.
they're not scoring like he is. They're not scoring. DiVincenzo's averaging like 25 over the past month, and Brunson's averaging like 34.
Yeah,
Something
without anyone
nuts.
else.
Okay, and they're missing OG, who doesn't score anymore, doesn't shoot. He's a great defender. Randall, who misses 20 shots a game, you can't include that really. Even if Randall's scoring 20 a game, like they're just gonna open up more opportunity for Brunson to be less guarded. They're triple teaming Brunson every
Because
game.
now he's like the only player that Knicks almost rely on to shoot like the threes half the time.
Anyway,
I
at
have
my
a
10, I haven't even said who I have at 10. I have Kevin Durant at 10. I was really debating at putting him at 9, but the player at 9, who I will say in a minute, for just what he's doing right now, is just more impressive than Kevin Durant. And at number 9, I have LeBron James. You're 38 years old. You're averaging 24, 8, and 8. That should just be illegal. Like that, at most 32-year-olds are out of the league. Most guys have knee injuries, whatever. But LeBron has stayed consistent. He's playing fantastic basketball, and he's really the only reason why the Lakers have a
Decent shot at the playoffs.
decent shot at anything this season. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be in contention. Anthony Davis he's inconsistent.
He's fragile.
He's
not good.
an injury
Inconsistent.
prone. The only reason why I have Kevin Durant at 10, there's no
Why?
disrespect.
Why?
Because the Suns are 6 in the West.
So
Six.
record does matter for the player.
When you have-
record
Wait,
does
you
matter.
just said that.
You just said record doesn't matter.
When you have Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal on your team, it's
They
different.
played 5 games together max, bro. 5 games together max.
And whose fault is that? That's their fault. Don't get injured. Don't get injured.
That's not their fault. Wait.
Are you kidding
Wait. How is it the player's fault getting hurt? How?
What do you mean? How is the player's fault getting hurt? You got
Because they plan on getting hurt. So like you're telling me.
Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt. What do you mean? How is it their fault?
Wow.
Anytime an NFL player on the Giants gets hurt, you're always like blaming them for getting hurt.
I don't blame them.
Bro, I don't know what you're talking about. You're not saying this. You're not saying this if we're not on the podcast right now. You're fully agreeing with me. That's just a fact.
I have no idea what you're talking about
That's
at
just a
all.
fact. You probably have Shea at 1, so that's already the first thing that's already wrong with your list. So, and you have Brunson at 10. That's just another problem.
Kevin Durant's much better than Jalen Brunson. He's far better in every single stat.
He's also like a foot taller, so you can't really say.
So now we're saying
you can't say
height.
rebounds.
Okay.
You can't every single stat rebounds. Of course, he's gonna have more rebounds.
He's shooting better
Well,
in every single stat.
Peter, who's your 9?
He's averaging more points.
His 9 is probably Chet Holmgren.
My 9 is Jason Tatum. I mean, he's having a pretty good season with the Celtics. They're the 1 seed, but Obviously, there's more guys scoring around him, so I don't have him much higher. I mean, I expect him to do really well in the playoffs, but he's not having a season like he did last year.
At 9, I have Kevin Durant.
See?
I have Kevin Durant.
Thank you.
You have him at 10.
Okay.
You have him. I have him above Brunson.
That's not a crazy.
Yeah, I have not. Kevin Durant's good. I like
Wait,
him.
why don't you like Kevin Durant?
Yeah,
never
wait.
even said.
I have nothing against Kevin Durant. I just think that the players I have ahead of him are better. That's all.
At what?
At basketball, what do you think?
Specifically, at what?
Better at basketball, obviously. All the 9.
Specifically.
Do you want me to give you each specific details? 1, 2,
About
3,
what's
4,
better.
5, 6, and 7, and 8, and 9. All the guys in front of him, each person,
No,
specific
just
details.
this. Who do you have in front of Kevin Durant?
I'm not going to tell you. I just told you who I have at
No,
9.
just who's all right. Who's at 8? Let's go to 8.
He didn't even talk. Let him finish talking about 9. He didn't even talk about 9.
I'm just saying, I have Kevin Durant at 9. I think that it's also because he has like those 2 other stars around him, and I think that at 9 he plays good, but not as good as like maybe was in his prime.
I mean, I still think he's in his
He's not in his prime. He's not. In his prime.
He's having his best shooting year ever.
He's not in his prime.
He's having his best shooting year ever statistically.
Okay, they're not gonna. I'm not even.
Let's head over to 8.
Jason Tatum at 8. Jason Tatum at 8. Pretty much everything Peter said. He's just having a down year, but I do think that when you watch the Celtics, the ball's in his hand every single time.
Yeah.
And he's still having a fantastic season.
It's just not as good as it was last season.
But last year also he had a fantastic season, like a crazy good season. Like if you look at it like this, like trying to think, I don't know, like Cooper Kupp's here in 2021.
Yeah, 21.
He's obviously going to have a worse season the next year. If you look at it like that, that's like how I'm looking at it. It's not that he got worse. It's just that he did so good last season. It's hard for him to do better.
It's hard for him to beat what he did.
Whereas Kevin Durant is just insanely consistent every single year.
Okay.
He's just much better than Jason Tatum.
At 8, I have Jason.
He was on the Thunder.
I have-
Just remember that.
What does that have to do with anything?
What do you mean, what does that have to do with anything?
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, let's see what you have Shea at, and then we'll talk.
At number 8, I have Jason Tatum as well. Pretty much the same thing as you guys said. Down year from last year, still playing great.
So excited for 7. So excited for 7.
Yes, say 8 still.
At 8, I have Stephen Curry. I mean, his team just sucks completely, and he's obviously having a really bad year compared to his other years. He doesn't have a great stats at all. I mean, not compared to his other years again. I just think that everyone on this list is better than Steph Curry.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
I'm not at all.
I'm 2 seconds away from walking away right now.
What do you have Curry? He's not top 5 at all.
He's the most clutch player in the league right now. That is a fact. That's a fact. He has 5 game winners this year. That is a fact. He's not having a good season. He's averaging 28. What do you want him to average?
Compared to everyone else. Compared to everyone else on my list.
That's like saying Mahomes is like bottom 5 in the league. You have Curry. Who do you have ahead of who's at 7?
LeBron.
You're joking, right?
No, I'm not.
I have LeBron at 7.
Yep, I have LeBron at 7 as well.
That's your list is already cooked. Mine could be cooked at 10, but yours is cooked. How do you have Curry at how do you?
He's not as good as these players
How do you have
now.
What else do you want him to do? He's only averaging 28.
Average 30.
Average 30. Okay,
He's the best on the team.
Let's take a look at who he's averaging more than. And I guarantee you that all these guys are also on your list. He's averaging more than Tatum, who you had.
I have him higher than.
I'm not even getting into the.
He only averages more than LeBron on my list.
I really want to hear the rest of your list.
He's not as good as KD.
If you have,
He's not as good as KD. He's not as good as Kevin Durant.
I
I'll
just
tell you
lost
that.
all my respect. I just lost all my respect for your list.
He is not as good as
All
Kevin
my
Durant
respect
at
for
all.
your list is gone.
Kevin Durant's averaging 30 on a 50-40-90 basically. Do you know what that means? Or do I have to explain it to you?
You have Curry at 8, and that's all I need to hear.
He's having his worst year of his career, basically.
Yeah, oh yeah. Worst year of his career. He's only the most clutch player in the NBA right now. That team would be nowhere without him. He's only the most clutch player. Only has 5 game winners this year, and they're all from the They're all from the logo. He's only averaging 28 a year. When you look at a lot of these teams, a lot of these guys, all the best players in the league are extremely good, and for a specific reason. One, they're all on the best teams in the league, but that has a difference. I'm not saying record. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that certain guys take away a lot of defensive coverage. It switches the game plan for their teams. This is the reason why Brunson's doing so well right now, is because he's just chucking the ball up every time. I mean, he's probably not even shooting that well. Brunson's probably not shooting that well realistically, but when you look at the stats, he's having a crazy month of January without Randall and OG. They have nobody. They have nobody. You're not worrying about anything else. That's my point. Clay got benched last night. They're in shambles. He got benched for the first time since his rookie career.
They put up 36.
Since his rookie year. Yeah, props to him. I don't know how it's possible, but you have nobody else to worry about. That's why the best players in the league are on the best teams. Look at Embiid. They have a whole plethora of guys to worry about. Even Tobias Harris is good. Maxi's an up and coming star on what's it called? On Milwaukee. You've got Dame to worry about. You got a bunch of guys to worry about. And the fact that Curry's doing what he's doing right now with no one to worry about is crazy. It's the same in football. When you have one receiver on your team, that's insane. The Bengals are a perfect example. Having T. Higgins allows Jamar to be better. That's just a fact.
I just think as a point guard, he should be averaging at least 6 assists. I mean, he's 38th in assists as a point guard.
Who's going to put the basket? Who's putting the bucket in? Who's going to throw it to?
Kuminga, Draymond, Clay.
Draymond has the temper tantrum. Draymond gets ejected every other game.
He's still a part of the team. He's 90th in field goal percentage. 90th. He's shooting 46% from field goal.
I think the Warriors should consider moving on from him during this offseason. That's a whole other topic, but my point is that Curry has no help. He's got no help, and he's doing what he's doing.
Kevin Durant's averaging more assists than him.
But look who he's playing with. That's my argument. There's
Kevin Durant's playing with better players, and Curry doesn't have that better of a team around him. You're trying to say?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I've been trying to say. So, all right, let's move on to 7. Vincent, who do you have at 7?
I have LeBron James at 7. He just like you said, like what he's doing at 38 and still putting up.
Still a top 10.
Still a top 10 player at his age. Usually, like when you said, like people are out of the league by 34. He's just playing great, even with like his age, and he's like you said, the Lakers nowhere without him probably, and not even a remote chance being close, even in the play-in.
Peter?
Yeah, I said I have LeBron at 7. I said that already, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he said
at
that.
7. It's pretty obvious because the 6 guys ahead of him are just better than him. I have Jalen Brunson at 7.
That's crazy.
I've already made my argument for him. The Knicks are nowhere without him. Even fully healthy, this team relies on Brunson in clutch situations. And you look at the month of January. They had one of the best months they've ever had in their career. And you look at what Brunson was doing, and he was a huge part of that. That's what I'm looking at. Look, shooting is very important, but when you're putting up like a lot of shots a game, like right now, is it as important with nobody? Like, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is it really though? Because they have nobody right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody. So it's really hard to look at his shoot. I don't even know what his shooting stats are. All I know is what he's averaging and what he's doing. And
he's having a good shooting season.
is he? I don't know. I don't think he's
40 from 3.
Yeah,
That's really good.
Over 40.
And he doesn't shoot that many threes. He shoots a couple, but
he's
he's a driver. He's not a shooter. But look, I've said what I've had to say about Brunson. I mean, he's really had his breakout year, and he deserves it. I mean, he's. I wish for the Mavericks he stayed on the Mavericks. I mean, imagine him and Luka. And Kyrie.
They wouldn't have Kyrie.
They probably
Yeah,
wouldn't.
they wouldn't have Kyrie.
They wouldn't have Kyrie.
It depends if they had to.
None of them can play the 3.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to 6. Vincent, who do you have at 6?
I have Stephen Curry at 6. Pretty much what he's saying. What Henry said, doesn't have with Golden State without him, they're even worse than what they are right now. And I think that with the team he has around the way he's playing, he still deserves to be on the top 10, a little higher.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I have Curry at 6 as well. What'd you have, Matt?
8.
Yeah, that's just disrespectful. That's just disrespectful. You're happy with who I just changed it. You're happy what I just changed. If I didn't change that, there would be a pretty big argument right now.
At 6, I have Luka. I'm kidding.
I would have really walked out.
At 6, I have Kevin Durant. Like I said, man, he's having a really good season for him. I mean, he's having his best shooting season in his career. He's shooting 40% for the first
There's
time.
no way you think KD is better than Curry and then
Yes.
the top 5.
What?
I'm not naming my top 5 yet. I don't want to say it, but there's no way you think KD is better than Curry and then the remaining 5 players who are
He's
all
not.
in our top 5. You think he's better than them? I mean, you think he's better
No.
than? Wait, what am I? I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
I don't know what you're
I
saying.
don't know what I'm
either.
saying.
I have him at 6, not
I
a
don't know what
1.
I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. I think I was trying to say you really think that KD is better than Curry.
Yeah, I do. I'd rather have KD than Curry.
You rather have KD than Curry.
Yeah, I would.
Wow, that's crazy. That's just a crazy take. I just don't agree.
It's just impressive how KD just, jumps teams, but he just still elite on those teams, while Curry just stays in the system with Steve Kerr and Draymond, and they just run the same thing every single year. Can't tell me I'm wrong there.
But look what they're doing. It's like they're still somehow in the mix. I don't understand though. Like it doesn't make any sense. They should not even be.
Yeah, they're in the mix for the play-in, barely.
Why does it say that they're? Oh, that's a division. Never mind.
Yeah, they're 5th in the division.
Yeah, that's last.
That's last.
That is last.
That's
I think they're like 10th or 11th or something.
Yeah.
They're in the Utah Jazz range.
That's crazy. But look, they have nothing to work with. But let's just move on. This isn't about teams. This is about players. Number 5, I think this should be unanimous. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
So do I.
This should be unanimous.
Vincent?
I have Shea.
Yes.
Just give that.
Yes.
Shea's been playing great, but with the players above him, I don't think he's better than those
Yes.
players. That's my opinion.
I had him at
That's
6
my
before.
opinion.
I had him at 6 originally. I had him at 6 originally. Yes, I'm so proud of you, Vincent.
I can't believe
So proud
Giannis
of
is
you.
5. That's
So
just
proud of you.
crazy to me.
I was really thinking about putting him at 6, and I'm like, this man won MVP. He's just not 6 in the NBA.
Yeah.
He's top 5. So, you got to give Giannis his respect. I don't know what's going on in Milwaukee right now, but
Doc Rivers is the worst coach in the league,
Yeah,
bro.
he's
I don't
bad.
know I don't know why they even fired their original head coach.
Weren't
Was
they
there a
weren't they
reason?
good before? Weren't they
Yes.
good before
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
So what was the reason firing?
No idea.
I don't know.
No idea.
Something probably behind the scenes must have
Yeah,
happened. He
maybe.
probably had like legal issues or something. This is just a wild guess. I don't know. Something has
Just
to
something
happen.
behind the scenes with the team, probably. So.
Either behind the scenes or legal
No,
issues.
it's not that.
No,
But
I
probably
have
just
no
something
idea.
behind the scenes.
Something must have happened, and probably something in the front office. I don't know, but they ruined their entire
It's
team.
so weird.
Yeah.
Why would they do that? All right, let's move on to 4. Vincent, we got our 4.
This should also be unanimous, but it's
not.
not
I-
going
I'll
to
tell you,
be.
it's not unanimous.
I have Joel Embiid. I have Joel Embiid at 4. Just the way he was playing before. He got hurt before he got hurt. But he was playing great before he got hurt.
With Shea at 5, I don't know who you have 1, 2, and 3, but at 4 I have Shea. The 3 people 1, 2, 3 are all better than Shea. 1, 2, 3 is all better than Shea. All better. There's that. That's my only argument. They're better
You
than
just
Shea.
don't watch basketball then.
1, 2, and 3 are better than Shea. I'm looking at 2 MVPs. 2 of them have multiple, and I'm also looking at another guy who is a fantastic basketball player and averages more than Shea in every single category. I think.
On offense.
I think besides it, maybe points. I don't even know
I'll give
points.
you some stats, buddy.
Who's
I don't even know points.
Peter,
Yeah, no,
who's
he
at
averages
4?
more than him. He averages more than him.
At 4, I have Luka Doncic.
Oh my God.
This kid's going crazy.
He's not better than the top 3. I have the same argument. He's not.
I know who Vincent has at 1, and I know who I have at 1, and they're the same player. This is
Not top 4. Not top 3. I'm sorry.
just how. But there's a certain level to being biased, but you've like taken.
It's
it
not
to the
bias.
Oh, it is.
He's second in MVP.
Who's second in MVP?
Shea.
Says who?
ESPN
That's only because of Embiid
and
getting injured.
NBA. Every single source.
It should be, and it would have been.
And it's not.
Jokic, Embiid, Luka, Shea. And that's what it will be every year in the future. That's only because Embiid got hurt. Only reason. Only reason.
Oh yeah, it should be
Yeah.
Embiid. It should be.
It should be
That's what I'm saying,
Embiid
that's
1,
why I have him
Jokic
four.
2, Luka 3.
That's why I have him at 4.
Nah,
That's
Luka
what it
three.
should be. Luka is. Look at me in the eyes and tell me Luka's the fourth best player in the NBA.
He's the fourth best player in the NBA.
That is just like that's like saying Justin Jefferson is like the fourth best wide receiver in the NFL. That's the comparison you're saying. Give me one offensive stat that Shea does better in. Because
30
there
point
is
games.
because
He leads the league in 30-point games.
because there's not one.
He leads the league in 30 points.
I'm saying offensive points. I'm saying per game stats. I'm saying. What is there? Name me one category that he has more per game.
You're cherry picking right now. You're
I'm not
cherry
cherry
picking stats.
I'm sure.
You're
Luka has more points per game, more assists per game, more rebounds per game, more threes per game.
Shea leads the league in drives. That's why he gets fouled all the time.
So he's a free throw merchant. Is what you're
He
saying.
leads the league in drives.
He's a free throw merchant.
He's
That's
not
what
a free throw merchant.
you just said that he gets fouled every time, so he's a free throw merchant.
He gets fouled because he doesn't take many threes because he drives a lot.
So he's a free throw merchant. You just said he drives and gets fouled. You said that.
No,
I'm just repeating your words.
He gets fouled because he drives.
Right, and so he goes to the line, and so he's a free throw merchant. That's what you're
They
saying.
foul him because they can't guard him. It's inevitable.
Having
He also leads the point guards in steals, blocks. He's an elite defender. He's gonna make an all defensive team maybe.
So you're saying so you're saying that he's a free throw merchant. Is what you're
No.
saying. That's what you just said.
No,
That's what you just said. You just
that's
said
not.
that.
I say he leads the league in drives. When did I say?
You said that he leads the league in drives and he gets fouled. That means that if he leads the league in drives, he's going to the line the most in the league too at his position. I'm very curious to see how many free throws he's got.
Henry, who'd you say? Did you say who you had at 4? No.
I have 4. I have Shea.
You have Shea?
I have Shea at 4. There's the 1, 2, and 3 are better than Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and every NBA fan would agree with me. Every NBA fan would agree with me. Yes, just yes. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is not a top 3 NBA
Luka
player.
averages more free throw attempts, so.
Okay, he has more 3 points per game.
So you're just abandoning the free throw merchant. You're just abandoning it.
You just went completely. I never said that he wasn't. When did I ever?
As you just
Said that Luka was. About Luka?
No, about Shea. I was a free throw merchant.
Okay, they could both be free throw merchants. All I want you to do is admit it. Oh, that's all.
He's not.
Okay, that's just like a lie then.
He's the best defensive and offensive point guard, like dual threat is what I'm talking about.
I gotta look up the free throws per game.
Right. Who do you have at 3?
Just to let you know.
Luka's 2 and Shea is 3. So can you just admit it? Just admit it. And they're both 9.
I'm not admitting
They're
anything.
both the average the same amount of free throws per game. 9 each.
Well, if you go to a decimal point, but I'm not getting into that.
It's 9 each. If you round to the nearest whole number, it's 9
okay, it
each.
is 9 each. So there goes your free throw merchant.
Okay, but he still has more.
He's just the
points.
leader of his team. He's the leader.
So is Luka.
Yeah, but what seed are they?
Oh my God. We're talking about players, not teams.
Yeah.
If we were gonna rank teams, we could have done that. We didn't rank players. We're not ranking seeds.
I'm ranking leaders.
That's the
Shea
argument's
is
top
a
10
leader.
players in the
Shea's
league,
a dog.
not leaders. Because if we had leaders, and Taj
Team
Gibson,
is contribution.
and Taj Gibson's one on my list. If we had leaders,
Are you serious?
Taj Gibson's one on my
Serious?
list.
Josh Gibson. Who do you have at 3, Peter?
At 3, I have Jokic.
At 3, I have Giannis.
Mm-hmm.
I have Giannis at 3.
At 3, I have Embiid.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
I only
Talk
ranked.
about-
I didn't put Embiid in the top
Talk
3
about-
because he
How?
got hurt.
What
That's
do
the
you
reason why, because he gets hurt. That's the reason I didn't put him in the top 3.
Because
he got hurt.
Injury prone.
'Cause doesn't isn't he?
He's extremely injured. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's hurt.
he
He
gets
tore his
hurt.
meniscus.
No, but I say doesn't. He's been hurt before that, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, a lot.
You're gonna.
before.
Someone's gonna have to confirm that.
But yeah, I have
But-
Giannis at 3. I think he's just one of the best players, obviously, in the NBA, 100%. I think that he's the top 3 player.
Mm-hmm.
behind the two that I have
The
at 1
only
and
reason
2.
why I have
think
Embiid
everyone
at
knows who
3
they are.
There's a couple reasons why I have Embiid at 3. One and 2 are better. That's first. That's plain and simple. 2, he's injury prone. He gets injured very, very frequently. And that is a huge issue in the NBA considering how important games are because there's not as many as other sports, right? So, like, for example, I believe I have to double check this before I
There's 82
say
games in the NBA.
no. I'm saying that the 5 and 6 seed for the 6 and 7 seed, which is making the playoffs and making the play-in in the East, is half a game difference. So games are extremely important, and when you're not playing, even though when you could be playing, you're the best player in the league, you don't play. That's why I have him at 3. It's mostly injury driven.
I mean, fully healthy, Embiid's the best player in the NBA.
Yeah,
and
he
that's
is
fair.
I'm not doubting that, but he's not fully healthy. And
He's
not
never fully
playing.
healthy.
That's the problem.
All right.
Only this season he's not fully healthy. Last season,
Yeah.
he didn't miss that many.
Who do you guys have at 2 now?
Well, shouldn't we just do 1 at this point? Because we know. Oh no, you have Shea at 1 and 2. Oh my god.
At 2, I have Shea Gilgeous
That-
Alexander.
I'm so mad you have him in the top 2, but I'm so happy
You don't have him at
He's
1.
the most shifty player in the NBA, and that's just
Vincent
that's
and I
facts.
have the same player at 1. And that player is Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic is the best player in the NBA, and that is a fact.
He's playing unbelievable.
That
He's
is a
playing
fact.
unbelievable.
That is
I
a
think
fact.
he's the best
You
player
can look
ever.
at me all you want like that. He's the best player in the NBA.
I think he's the best player too.
If you have a best player in the NBA, wouldn't you think you're a top 3 team in your conference?
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter with the team.
Wouldn't you think
It doesn't
that?
matter though.
Wouldn't
Okay,
you
I'm
think
gonna
that?
put it into example.
Yeah.
I'm using baseball quickly. So we're gonna put.
So you have
We're
Aaron
gonna
Judge.
have- yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. No. 2020.
Great example. You have Mike Trout and you have Shohei Ohtani. They
Good. There you go.
Playoffs.
That's the
That's a
Angels.
perfect
Mike
example.
Trout and Shohei Ohtani. But did they
Or
take?
Justin Jefferson on the Minnesota.
Did they take the Angels to the
Nothing.
playoffs? No.
Actually, that's
Were they-
terrible. That's
No, it's-
terrible.
You're saying.
Also,
It's not
You're
a quarterback.
saying.
baseball is not a team sport, okay?
What do you mean baseball's not a
What do you
team
mean
sport?
baseball's not a
Hold-
team?
hold-
Not as much as basketball.
hold on.
Not as much
Hold
as
on.
basketball. When you're standing there at the plate
Hold on.
hitting baseballs,
If-
you're not doing anything.
Yes, you are. You have guys on base. You're driving them in.
Not as
Run-
much as basketball.
Okay, listen.
Not nearly as much as
Listen.
basketball.
If
Not
you
nearly as much as
take
basketball.
Aaron Judge away from the 2022 Yankees, they are worse than the Oakland A's, and that's a fact. That is
They're not worse than
fact.
the. Okay, they're not worse than the Oakland.
Okay,
A's. You
they're,
can look at
they're
that.
bottom 10. When you have the 2 best players in the world on your team and you don't even make
The
the
playoffs.
playoffs, that tells me all I need to
doesn't-
know. And they're even.
Different sport. Different sport.
That's just not. You
Different.
can't use that
It's
though.
both are team.
Okay,
different
okay,
sports.
okay. So let's just take
They're-
let's
they're
take a
both-
look.
they're both
Let's take a
team-
look.
they're both team
So the
sports.
Mavericks
They're
are
both
in the
team
7th seed right now, right? They are 4 games back. No, they're 1 game back from the 5 seed, 4 games back from the 4 seed. It's not like they're 20 games back. Then I would understand.
Or
They're
Junkin right
right
now.
there. They're right there. They're right there. And you can't even use that argument because that's just not. You just can't say that. You just can't say that. Like that's. So what if?
It's
what if,
not based on
so
the
what
whole
if,
team.
What if
I-
the
I-
entire
that's not-
team is
if-
injured one night and Luka's triple?
The only and
But
he.
it's just not gonna happen. It didn't happen though.
So what if Kyrie's out?
Well, a
which
lot
he
of
was
what
very
ifs.
frequently.
A lot of what ifs.
But Kyrie's out very frequently. So when Kyrie's
J
out,
Dub missed a lot of the season, and so did a lot of players in the.
J Dub wasn't even a known player until
injuries on
playoffs.
every-
He hasn't said his one. Who's your one?
We know his one.
Jalen
Who?
Williams was.
He said Shea's at 2, so he has Jokic at 1.
I have Embiid at 1.
Or Embiid at 1.
You have
Sorry.
Embiid at one.
Yeah, he's averaging 35
He
points.
doesn't
a
play
game.
though. He doesn't play. He doesn't play. You can't
It's not
say
his
that.
fault.
Okay. This is a perfect example. Is Joe Burrow a top 3 NFL player? NFL quarterback?
Yes.
Not.
Is Joe Burrow a top 3 quarterback in the NFL?
Let's just take a look at his first
Wait,
couple seasons.
he's-
He has a
In the
torn
NFL. Hold on.
top 3
You're not
quarterback.
saying- Yes, bro. Not even close.
Okay, I can even agree.
It's not even
Joe
close.
Burrow is a top. Bro, he's the only one that
What?
can beat. He's the only one that can beat Mahomes right now. I
Joe
think.
Burrow's not
That's
top
my
three
opinion.
quarterback in the NFL.
Oh my God! When's the last time you played a full season? I'll give you the answer. Never. Last year,
Last
No
year,
one
the
plays
year
full
before,
seasons.
last year he tore his shoulder.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he was out for like half the season.
No, he wasn't.
This past season
This past season, he hurt his wrist.
or his wrist? My bad. Wrist.
Last season,
He's had.
last season when 2022,
He's had
he made the
one.
playoffs.
I think he won.
2021, he was fully healthy, made the Super Bowl.
Not 2020. Not 2022.
Yeah,
I
he
think
was
his
fully
only
healthy.
his only fully
2022,
healthy.
he was fully healthy.
Okay, his only fully healthy years was the year he made the Super Bowl. His first year, he tore his ACL, tore his MCL, done for the year.
Still top three.
Came back the next year, made it to the Super Bowl.
So
Wait, are we just not? 2022, he was fully healthy. 2021, he was fully healthy.
he's not a top 3 quarterback.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes,
That's crazy, bro.
he took
That
a
is just-
He
Bengals.
can't
Wait,
stay on the field. He cannot stay on the field. He cannot stay on the field. It's the same argument you have with Embiid. You have the exact same argument with Embiid.
Okay.
When he's healthy, he's fantastic, but he doesn't play. He doesn't play. That's my problem. There are better guys. There are players who play that you could say that are worse than Burrow.
Why
I have
is
him
this, buddy?
higher because he doesn't play. He's been in the NFL for 4 years, and he already has a torn ACL, torn MCL, and like a
Wrist.
broken wrist or something.
Luka Doncic games played in his career. Last year, 66. Year before, 65. Year before, 66. 61, 72.
That's probably the league average. I'll take a look at the league average right now.
No. You don't realize that Joe Burrow, when he came back,
Embiid played the same amount of games Doncic last season, just letting you know.
when Burrow came back
And
from
more
his
than
injury,
I don't
more
want
than
to
year
argue. I don't
before.
want to argue about Burrow. My whole point in bringing up Burrow was that he doesn't stay on the field. It's the same situation with a lot of the guys in the NBA. That's all I'm saying. I don't know why it's telling me points per
I
game.
just disagree with you completely.
it's
I'm not going to blame a player for getting injured. That's
Yeah.
just not who I am.
not their
I'm not
fault.
blaming
But
the
You
player.
just did earlier. You
Who's
just said
blaming?
Joe
You.
Burrow.
You said they could prevent the injury.
In the NBA?
Yes.
In the NBA?
Yes.
Completely different. I'm not in the
Early in
NFL.
the episode, you literally
Yeah,
said.
in the NBA, yeah. You could fully. In the NBA, fully.
What if you jump up and you land wrong on your foot? You blame that on the player?
If you're like Kevin Durant, you have skinny ass chicken legs, yeah, I can blame it on him.
That is wild.
Fully can blame it on him.
That is. You can't. That's wild.
That's
a
you can't
wild
blame
take.
the player for getting hurt. That's
It
like
depends- on a lot
that
of-
is like
a lot
that
of-
is
a
like
lot of-
saying
a lot
that
of
is
the-
like
no,
saying
No. A lot of the injuries in the NBA, you cannot tell you why. OG Anunoby is a prime example. So originally,
It was a-
game time decision for like 2 weeks. We know there's something wrong at that point, but he didn't admit it. So if he didn't admit it, and they didn't make him get an MRI or whatever he would have gotten, he would have played. That's what a lot of these guys in the NBA do. That's why the NBA is probably statistically more hurt than the NFL, even after this season. And how crazy, how many players get injured this season. You look at the guys in the NBA, and they're just not playing. They're just not playing. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. They have rest days. That's why the NBA is not a good league, and that's a whole nother argument. But I feel like that's agreed on upon as well, because no one plays.
Also, your stats are meant to be inflated when you play 38 minutes a game.
What are you talking about?
Luka.
Okay, how many minutes do you think Shea plays a game?
33.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into the argument about
That's a whole 5 minutes.
how deep the teams are. Like
What?
it's completely different. The Thunder are significantly
Look.
more deep than the Mavericks are, and that's also another
Last
fact.
episode, you just said that the Thunder are one of the least deep teams in the NBA.
I did not say that.
I remember you said that.
I did not say that. I did not say that.
Definitely
I was
said
about a
that.
different team. I guarantee you.
So
I
you say
did not say
they're
that.
one of the deepest teams in the NBA.
They're deeper than the Mavericks are. What are you shaking your head
Yeah,
about?
they are.
Exactly. So what are you shaking your head
Well, no,
about?
I wouldn't say they are after the trade deadline. The Mavs are really deep.
Okay, but the Thunder are way deeper. Both Jalen Williams. One of them is a little bit worse than the other. Chet, Dort, Isaiah Joe.
deep. Okay.
Help me out. Obviously Shea.
Casey Wallace, Giddey, Kenrich, Aaron Wiggins.
Do these guys all play?
Yeah.
That's 10. That's crazy. Because right now you have the Knicks who are forced to play 7 guys. Some of the guys are playing, they would not be playing. Draco Sims would not be playing. Precious Achua would not be playing.
Precious Achua.
No, Precious Achua.
Fully healthy?
Fully
Yes.
healthy.
I don't even think Dante DiVincenzo starts fully healthy.
Precious
I don't know.
Achua, he's off the bench.
I-
Precious
I-
Achua's
I-
off
I-
the bench, though. He would be off the bench. But
Fully healthy, it's DiVincenzo, Brunson, I guess Mitchell Robinson, OG, Randall, Hartenstein, Bojan, Burks, McBride, and maybe Precious at 10. But you think Tibbs playing 10 guys? I highly doubt it.
All right, so the NFL season just came to end. So the draft order is set. Let's do a mock draft.
I think
of
this
the
is
top 10.
probably the like ever in league history, the only year where the first pick could be like 4 different guys. I just don't. I just don't know.
Bro, no, it can't.
It could be
No
3.
way.
It could be 3. It could be 4 guys.
I'm
well,
thinking.
There's 3 different quarterbacks it could be,
Three.
and I've seen mock drafts with at least 4 different number 1 picks. Does that mean I agree with
I
that?
feel like we're gonna have a
No.
similar.
I agree.
yeah,
I feel
it
like
might be a similar
I
argument.
feel like one we're gonna have different, but
All right.
I'll start it off.
Who's your one?
So just to keep in mind, we did no trades during this.
Yeah, no, it's
So at 1, I have Marvin Harrison Jr. because I think what's going to end up happening is the Bears trade down to 2, and Washington moves up to 1. Washington just hired Cliff Kingsbury.
But we're not doing trades.
I
We're not
know.
doing trades.
That's why I have Marvin Harrison at 1. I'm saying what I think is going to happen is what I was just saying because I think the Bears are going to end up getting Marvin Harrison Jr. If they don't trade, which we're doing no trades here, so we're going to play it like there's no trades. If they don't trade and you take Caleb Williams, we already had this discussion last time about Caleb Williams, about my thoughts on Caleb Williams. You're only passing up the greatest wide receiver prospect of all time. Like you've only been looking for a wide receiver for
But they have
your
DJ
entire
Moore.
franchise. Like not a big
Don't
deal.
forget, they have DJ Moore.
Okay, but you have Justin Fields. I don't know why he works. He's a great quarterback. I would take Justin Fields in a heartbeat.
So,
I don't know why you. Justin Fields is not the issue. He's by far not the issue. You put Patrick Mahomes on that team. There's still issues on that team. They still have a bad offensive line. They still have nobody.
No matter who the issue is,
Yeah.
I
You
think the
keep
Bears
Fields and you
are.
get Marv.
I think the Bears are going to trade Fields. That's why I have Caleb Williams going 1.
I have the same thing. Same
I
it should
I-
happen.
I-
That's
look,
why
I'm not.
should-
Look,
the
I'm
Bears-
I'm not
the-
shaking my head, disagreeing with you. I'm shaking my head of what the
you-
Bears are going to do.
Because that's the thing.
They're
The,
100%
Bears,
trading.
the Bears are gonna do that. Because what they're gonna do is that they're gonna trade Fields, get more draft picks, and think, oh, we're gonna be set with Caleb Williams. But they don't realize that everyone on the Bears wants Justin Fields as the DJ Morris said
Most
it.
importantly,
A lot of
like
the
Peter said.
a lot of people on the offense said it. I think some of the coaches that are still with the Bears from last season said it. A lot of people want Justin Fields, but whatever the front office wants to do with Fields, it's up to them.
Most importantly, like Peter just said, the whole fan base wants him.
Yeah,
That-
the whole
that-
fan,
that-
and yeah, the
that's
fan
huge.
base too.
The whole fan base wants him.
They're getting Caleb, bro.
They're gonna-
And it
they're
just
gonna-
seems,
they're gonna-
and
they're gonna
they're not
mess up.
trading.
They're
They're
gonna
not.
listen to the
They're not
media, they're gonna
trading.
mess up.
They're not trading. They said they're not trading the number 1 pick unless they get like a historic haul. So
If they end up getting Caleb, I'm rooting for their downfall. Because
I'm
they just
rooting
messed
for
up their
Justin
entire-
Fields to succeed without him.
I
I'm
agree.
rooting.
Fields
I
is
like
dog.
Fields. I like Fields.
Fields-
I think he's a great
Fields is
quarterback.
him.
I hope he goes
Fields,
to Atlanta.
I
I
hope-
think that people
and
said he's been connected to
any-
Pittsburgh, Atlanta, and the Raiders. If I
Is
see.
any possibility? Because
You're
what I've
not
seen,
the Raiders.
what I've seen is for some
Yo,
reason.
wait. What? I've seen that he's been connected to the Steelers, Atlanta, and the Raiders. Him and Devontae.
That'd be crazy. But what I was saying is that I'm only saying this because I've seen the Giants connected to some quarterbacks. I don't even know why. Why are we connected to J.J. McCarthy? Why?
Because we met with
At
him.
that point, we're gonna end up. If we're gonna trade for Fields, you get it for a second-round pick. I would trade for Fields.
We have 2 second-round picks.
I would trade for Fields. I wouldn't mind. I would love Fields. Fields is a better quarterback than Daniel Jones. I love Jones, but what are the odds that he's not going to be as good?
Because we need someone to evade sacks.
Because we need something to evade sacks, and he doesn't have a knee anymore. He's got a fake knee,
Yeah.
and he's extremely
Like my
injury
grandpa.
prone.
Like my
Yeah.
grandpa's got a fake.
He's extremely injury prone. Like crazy injury prone. Talk about injury prone. This guy's got neck issues. He's got a nasty concussion. He's got a torn ACL now. Like, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. I would not mind Justin Fields. Two second round picks too.
Yeah.
So who do you have at 1, Caleb?
I have Caleb too.
Yeah.
Just so stupid.
All right. Who do you have at 2?
I have Caleb at 2. I think Caleb should go to Washington because not for
I hope so.
I hope so. Not for I'm not looking at for Caleb's sake. I'm saying that's what's gonna end up happening. You only just brought in their offensive coordinator who worked with Caleb.
They're gonna draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
And then
I don't think they trust Sam Howell.
I think they trade up to 1. But without trades, I still think that Marv goes 1, and I still think that Caleb goes 2. Because that's just what the best, if you're looking at what's going to happen and what the best for the organization is, you would think that it's the same, but it's not. Like Marv should be a lock to go 1, in my opinion, if you're not going to trade him. If they're not going to take the number 1 pick. But I have Caleb.
When was the last time a wide receiver went 1?
I don't know if there's got to be
I don't know.
ones. Very rarely.
I have, but at 2, I have Drake May.
So do I.
I have Drake May at 2, just because
I hope.
he's not a big fan of Drake May.
I
Too.
I like Drake, man.
I'm not too big of fans of him either, but I know that Eli Manning's been working with Drake May a little bit.
There's a few reasons why I have against Drake May. 1, ACC quarterbacks never do good in the NFL. Daniel Jones. That's number 1. Number
So
2.
is Daniel Jones.
Number 2.
So is
You
Daniel.
won a playoff game.
He did win a playoff game. Good for him. I mean, what a
He
game.
robbed us. Wait, and he robbed us of $40 million a year almost. So, and my bad, $47 million this year. So,
That's
gross.
bad. Oh my god.
God.
Not even been the starter. The odds he's not starting week 1 are tremendous.
If he's not starting,
No, he's gonna.
He's gonna. I think he is. I think he's.
Murray tore his 2 weeks after
That
Jones.
was worst case scenario. You know, Peyton Manning came back after 5 months from a torn.
I don't know how. Props to Rodgers too. The fact that he almost came back from that. That's
Who do
crazy.
you? Oh, you have Caleb.
Even if he came back and
Yeah.
made the
Drake
playoffs
May,
somehow.
I hope they get Drake May. Have him. I've said it multiple times. His stats are worse when you have nobody. That means that you look at Mahomes. Mahomes made Rashee Rice, and that's a fact. Mahomes makes it work. He just does.
Wasn't Rice a second round pick? Third.
Makes everyone third, I think. At second or
Nah,
third.
it doesn't matter.
He makes everyone look good. He makes everybody good. The only reason why they're bad is they drop the ball. He puts them in the perfect place every time, right? You look at Drake May and you look at his film and it's like I don't know. He just reminds me of like Sam Howell's clone.
Yeah. Well, at 3, I have the quarterback that I want the Giants to get, and that's Jaden Daniels.
So do I.
I have Jaden Daniels at 3. There's no shot we get him.
There's no way
no
New
way.
England
That was
passes him.
100% we got him.
No.
There's no, unless we trade up, because I saw things that New England's willing to trade back. If we trade up with New England for the 3rd pick and we get Jaden Daniels, I will be so happy. I love Jaden Daniels. I love him.
You
He
look at
looks
the
so
Giants, and
The problem is
There's
we don't
bigger-
have any weapons.
there's bigger
But
issues.
that's
There's bigger
what
issues.
it
And
is
when I get
too.
to my
Who
pick,
we keep our pick.
who I want next, who I think the Cardinals are going to get is I would love the Giants to get him. I don't think he's going to fall. I don't think he's going to
I
fall.
know exactly who you're
I
gonna.
don't think he's going to fall. But
Who do you have at 4?
I have Joe All at 4.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
He has allowed one sack
In all his years.
in all his years. 1 sack. I don't think he's been called for one penalty either.
What team
Wow.
is
Notre Dame.
Yeah, he's one of the. Isn't he?
He's one of the best offensive
line
lineman
prospects.
prospects of all time. He's getting
Wow.
compared. He's getting compared to Penei Sewell.
Yeah. Wow. At 4, I have Marvin Harrison
So
Jr.
do I.
to the Cardinals. I have Marvin Harrison.
Falls
Jr.
for, okay, hold on. Pause. Time out.
And we didn't look at each other. Just like we did not
Time out.
discuss this
This
together.
is going to be a unanimous agreement. If he falls to 8, Joe Shane should be on that phone and trade
If
up.
he falls to 4.
If he falls to 4, not 8. Sorry.
Oh my
If he
God.
falls to 4, Joe Shane you should be on that
How
phone.
many first round picks would you give up for Marvin Harrison?
This year's
2.
and next year's. probably.
100%.
2 and then what? 'Cause he's
But no. I'll give up. No,
Are they gonna be more
no.
than 2?
Oh,
This-
100%.
This year's first, 1 second.
Two first round
This,
picks.
no. This
No,
year's
second.
first.
Second.
This year's first.
I would
1
do
second,
that.
2
I don't
seconds.
care. I don't
Not
care.
one of the seconds.
I don't
this year.
care. I don't care.
I'd do that.
I would do that. Because we still have a second.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
Because we still have a second this year. Give him Seattle second. Give
hmm
him Seattle second.
Our first from this year, a second from next year, and a third from next year.
First, second this year. First, second next year.
No, I don't think we would do that.
Yeah.
I don't think we would do that. I don't think Shane
Yeah.
should be. Because
Especially trading up
He's
two
not trading
spots.
first round pick.
I think that we would do 1-2 this year, 2-3 next year
That's what I think too.
with the Cardinals.
Aren't
Because
you
the
good?
Cardinals need a lot. They need a lot.
Just
of
give him
picks.
Hyatt.
Or give him. We don't use him.
Yeah, we don't use him.
I have a Hyatt jersey. I love him. Love the guy.
I love Hyatt.
He's
I think
tough.
he's gonna be. I think so. But we have so many. I don't know. We'll see what happens. With
We
Hyatt.
don't. The thing is that we don't have any weapons, and the fact that he's not being used with what we have now is a massive problem.
All right. Who's you guys' fifth pick?
I have Brock Bowers going in.
I have the same thing to the
Chargers.
Chargers. Brock Bowers.
I'm gonna do my best at pronouncing this name, Olu Fashanu. I'm not probably a bad pronunciation. Offensive tackle out of Penn State. You look at this team, right? They have all the weapons in the world. You got to protect Herbert.
They're trading Keenan Allen.
No, I think
Then they're
no.
keeping Keenan Allen?
No, they're keeping Keenan Allen.
Why?
Jim Harbaugh said that. Right, Jim Harbaugh is the coach now.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh. He said that Keenan Allen's in his plans. Apparently, that's what he
Yeah.
said.
Saquon's also in his plans.
They're
Negative
not
40,
lying.
negative $45 million cap.
I saw that. I looked at their cap space. I'm like, what money are you paying Saquon?
The Chargers
What
have
money?
negative $45 million in cap space, and their plans is to bring Saquon. And
What money?
if we're
There should be
struggling-
no scenario that a team that has less money than the Giants gets Saquon.
If that happens, I don't even know if I can watch
There
football.
is one team that I would be okay with Saquon going to,
That's a crazy
and
trade.
that's the Giants.
Oh, okay.
That's
Oh,
the
thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, really.
I scared you guys for a second.
I was about to say.
No, but-
I'm okay with going to Dallas.
If he went
Yo.
realistically, there's one other team that I'd be okay with him going to, and that's Houston.
I like-
I'd be okay with
I,
that.
I would be okay with
That
it.
was that would be so sick.
If it's any team other than the Giants, it would be the Texans.
Yeah, that's what I
That's
think.
what I'm
so.
saying.
That's what I think. I think if he's not a
If
Giant,
he
he's a Texan.
goes to Dallas, that jersey right there is
It's
getting
coming off the wall into the garbage.
That means it's
set
all
the
for
tour.
money. All for money. He
All
doesn't
money.
care about
Yeah.
anyone.
Because all he's been saying, oh, well, I've been a Giant for the rest of my life. Then sign the damn contract. He's not being greedy over $1 million.
Yeah.
It's $1 million.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, you're making 20 plus a year on endorsements. He had like 5 Super Bowl commercials. How much do you think he's getting paid in that? He's probably getting paid at least $5 million in the Super Bowl commercials. He was in at least probably 3 of them.
Yeah.
3,
Who
5.
would want to be a Giant for life, bro? Who would want to be a Giant for
Okay,
life?
we have to stay on topic. Going back, the Chargers need to protect Herbert. You have all the tools in
Yeah.
the toolbox. Then you gotta protect Herbert. Brock Bowers is probably the second back.
Exact same list.
Yeah.
I think
At
we all,
number-
I think this,
I think
this
at number
should be
6,
unanimous.
Let's
Number
say it
s-
at the same time.
Number
Ready?
6.
1,
3,
2, 1.
Malik Neighbors. Yeah.
Please.
I just want him.
All
Please.
I have to say.
I just want Malik.
This is all I have
That's
to say.
what I want.
This
Please.
is
He
all I
can
have
be
to
better
say.
than Moore.
Because we've been talking about
Okay.
the Giants practically the entire time. All I have to say is what happened last time we drafted a wide receiver
Out of LSU.
out of LSU.
By the name of OBJ.
That's all I have to say.
What happened? What happened?
That's all I have to say.
I think it was a 1. It was a wide receiver 1, right?
This draft depends.
league.
In the league.
The draft depends so much on free agency also because if we realistically,
Say
this is I don't think
We're
you
not
guys
signing
I don't
a
think you guys
No.
realize
We're not signing a single wide.
there's a high possibility that we let Saquon walk, and we sign Michael Pittman Jr.
That-
instead.
I will bet
There
you that's
is-
not gonna happen.
There's a he's
We're not
PF,
signing a single
PFF
soul.
PFF.
I think they're going to focus on
PFF
offensive line
has-
and bringing back McKinney and Barkley.
Yeah, that's why I think that we end up getting Joe Alt. That's what I think is going to
No.
happen.
You know what I think
This is-
they're going to
this is
use?
right now.
They're going to use free agency. I feel like to fix the offensive line a little bit more.
As of right
Bring
now,
back Saquon and McKinney.
my
and
mock
maybe
draft,
some other-
my
some
mock
other
draft's going to
pieces.
change because if we get Pittman, if we get Ayuk wants to leave apparently now too.
All right.
Evans is a free agent. Higgins is a free
I don't
agent.
think Evans
If you're
is.
saying that Keenan Allen is leaving too, I mean one of the guys.
I don't want Keenan Allen.
We're getting one of those guys.
You don't want Keenan Allen?
If
because his age. That's my.
If
I want
we-
something- I want to be. I want to be a young.
look,
core.
look.
That's my, I want to be a young core.
if we
That's my
okay, we have $22 million in cap space. You cut Glowinski, you're at 29. 20
Yeah, some
29. 20
Seems
no,
like-
28-4. You restructure Daniel Jones, which should be not an issue at all. If he's a pain in the ass, you gotta cut him. You gotta cut him.
They
you
won't.
cut him.
They won't cut him because
They're not gonna
they're just going to
restructure.
opt out of his deal the following year if he's.
You
not.
need to restructure him.
They need to
have
restructure
to.
Thomas and Dexter Lawrence.
And
too.
Dexter Lawrence, and then you have to
They have to
cut.
restructure Thomas.
I hate that I'm saying this, but there's a possibility that Slayton gets cut too. It's 4
No
mil. It's 4 mil. It's
way,
4 mil. It's 4 mil. It's 4 mil. He's the second
They're
highest.
not, they're not cutting.
He's the second
Not
highest on the
gonna
team.
Not.
He's the second highest on the team.
Slayton.
He's the second highest on the team. If we cut Glowinski and Slayton, we're at 32.
They're not.
22 to
they're
32.
Not,
Thomas.
they're not
Not
cutting
making a lot.
Slayton.
Andrew Thomas?
Yeah.
You signed a contract.
Yeah,
Exactly.
5 years.
5 years, like 90.
120. 5 years, 120. But I'm saying they're gonna probably restructure Thomas. They're gonna probably restructure Lawrence. That's what they're two. They're gonna probably restructure.
They have to.
They have.
Giants
They
should be
need
looking.
to cut Glowinski.
Giants should
They
be
need-
looking at $40 million in cap space this year. That shouldn't be an issue. You cut Glowinski, you're at 29, and you restructured 3 of your top 3 highest paid guys. Shouldn't be an issue.
Let's get back to the
All right, let's go.
draft.
At number 7, my favorite wide receiver in the draft, to Tennessee, Ramadunze.
I have Joel at 7.
I have
If-
Fashanu.
If Joe Alt falls to 7, if Joe Alt falls to 6, you know we're drafting him, right? I don't care what receiver's available besides Marvin Harrison Jr., we're drafting him. Because they're done with Evan Neal. They're done with Evan Neal. They said that they want to move to the right. Yes, they are.
They should move him to right guard. That's what I did in Madden.
They have to move to right guard because you're a fat guy. No, I'm not even trying to be offensive. He's 6'7", 300-something pounds. You're a big guy. You're not supposed to be having good footwork, so move him over. But going back to Tennessee Titans, the guy who I like the most, Ramadunze, he's a stud. He reminds me of like Jamar Chase a little bit. I don't know. He's just a stud. I love him.
What if we traded up to 4 by some miracle?
Got Marv.
And no. And got Jaden Daniels and then drafted Malik with 6.
I mean, number 3. We would have to trade up to 3 probably.
What if,
How?
what if
How? What do you mean, how?
no? What if he just falls to 4? Like, what if it goes Marv, Caleb,
Drake,
May.
May. Then how do we get...
Daniels.
He might drop. Then he might drop past the Cardinals and the Chargers because then we
You
won't
realize that
trade up.
if you guys
If he
really...
dr- if
I
he
don't want
drops-
to... I do not want a quarterback because I think we end up signing a vet free agent. You guys realize that if that doesn't happen and Jaden Daniels doesn't get drafted 1, 2, 3, he's going to be there at 6. So...
All right, let's head over to pick number 8 for the Atlanta Falcons. Who do you guys have?
I have Drake, man.
You have Drake. I forgot you
I have
didn't.
Drake. I have Drake.
What?
man.
I have Dallas Turner from
Second
edge
quarterback?
rusher out of Alabama.
Third.
You have Jaden Daniels. What do you have Jaden Daniels? Got?
3.
Yeah.
I have Marv
Wow,
1.
you really don't like Drake May.
I have
Well, no, it's not
Dallas
even that I
Turner.
don't like
Who do you
Drake.
have?
It's like the same thing.
Who do you have?
It's the same thing.
I have a Latu.
No,
I have Dallas Turner edge Alabama.
Drake May would be going 3rd if Marv didn't get drafted 1 on my board. Because I have Marv at 1, Caleb and Jaden Daniels 2 and 3, and then 4 through 7 didn't need a quarterback. So that's why he fell. But I'm not even going to get Drake May. I've wasted too much of my life talking about Drake May already.
For number 9 with Chicago again, I have Rome Dunze.
So do I.
Because if they take Caleb, I think they're taking Dunze.
To be honest, I am not too familiar with this guy, so I'm going to do my best job of pronouncing his name. Terrion Arnold.
Cornerback, right?
Cornerback out of Alabama. Look, Jalen Johnson is odds are not resigning.
I mean,
I
he wants to stay at Chicago.
Really?
Bear.
I
He
don't-
wants to
I
stay.
don't know, though.
He wants to stay at
Do they
Chicago.
have that
Bear.
kind of money?
Yes, they do.
Are they the
They have
are
a
they the
lot.
fir-
I think
are they the
they're like
first?
the first is Washington. First is Washington in the cap space.
They're up there.
Lovely.
I think
But
Chicago's third
you-
in cap.
Okay, but you realize who wants to go to Chicago? Who wants to go to Washington?
All right, well we said that.
No one wants to go.
No one wants to go to
No.
Washington.
For a fact.
No one wants to go to Washington.
At 10, I have Joe Alt.
At 10, I have
That's-
I have the
I
I have the
would-
guy from Penn State. What's it?
If he
Olufashino.
falls to 10, we should trade up.
Sorry if I pronounced the name wrong.
If he falls to 10, we should trade up. That'd be insane if he falls to 10. I have J.C. Latham out of Latham, Bama, offensive tackle, protect Rodgers.
I have the
Because you know they're gonna get Devontae. You know some
If
BS
they get
is gonna happen.
Devontae,
They're
bro.
gonna get Devontae. So BS is gonna happen. Rodgers is gonna be like,
You see the Garrett Wilson
because you know Devontae wants out with Aiden O'Connell.
Oh, yeah.
He's not, or JJ McCarthy. Doesn't matter. He wants to be with a vet stud quarterback. He doesn't have time to be experimental.
Partly the reason he was going to the Raiders is because he thought Aaron Rodgers would go to the Raiders.
And he,
Yeah,
and,
I think so.
Right. Who did he play with in college again?
Who?
I don't know.
Devontae?
Yeah.
Derek Carr.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
He
And
played
then
with
he
Derek.
left.
I think that's yep. And then they
Oh.
well the Raiders cut him. He didn't leave. The Raiders cut him because they didn't like him.
He got screwed.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then he signed a nice deal with the Saints. So
All right, now moving over to UFC 298, which is tomorrow night live in Anaheim, California. We're going to talk about the main event today. Alexander Volkanovski, the champion, attempted to defend his belt against number 3 ranked, which is crazy in my opinion, Ilia Topuria. What are your thoughts on this fight, Vincent?
I'm gonna say I think I have the champion retaining this fight. I think that he's gonna come in. He's obviously the favorite in this, and I don't think he's gonna drop this belt anytime soon.
Look, the betting odds in this fight are extremely bad. Volkanovski has ran through the entire division. Like he's
He has.
he's held the belt for like 5 years. Something crazy. I don't think it's
Really?
I think it's like 4 years.
It's been that long.
Over
I
a
didn't
thousand. Over 1,000 days.
I had not. I haven't been keeping track that
And
much.
Topuria beat two guys that are of note to like talk about. But Volkanovski has fought the best of the best in the division. I think Volkanovski knocks him out in the second round. I don't see this fight lasting remotely close to 5 rounds. Volk has fought everybody in the division, like I just said, and he's beat all of them.
That's why.
All of
That's
them.
one of the main
Multiple
reasons.
times for
That's
something
why I
like that.
think he's gonna retain. I think that's why he's gonna
Yeah.
beat him.
I do think it's going to be Volkanovski. I mean, he's just a force to be reckoned with. You know, he's just been dominating for so long, as Henry said.
I just don't think. I don't think this is the guy to beat him for his championship that he's hold. Like you said,
Topuria
over.
is 14-0.
He is 14
He is
0.
14-0.
He is 14 0.
But I don't think
I just don't think that he's the. I don't as much. He is good. I don't think he's the guy that's going to beat Volk though.
No.
I don't think he is. I don't
Because-
think so.
most important, another key thing to look at is the weight, right? Volkanovski has fought at 155. He just did in September, October. He fought Islam Makhachev at 155. You have to get down to 145. If you're telling me that he's not going to be 165 in the cage tomorrow, 170 in the octagon tomorrow, you're lying to yourself because he's going to put on that weight crazy fast. Topuria is a smaller guy. So Volkanovski right there already has the advantage. Volkanovski has more than double the amount of fights. He's got 29. Tupuria's got 14 in his professional MMA career. So that's the most important thing. The ring experience. It's tremendously more.
It is.
And you look at Tupuria's resume. He hasn't fought anybody. He's fought Josh Emmett and beat Josh Emmett, and he fought Bryson Mitchell and beat him. Bryson Mitchell's not even ranked anymore, I don't think.
Yeah.
And then,
But here's the thing: he got this fight, so I wouldn't sleep on
No,
him.
I'm not
Don't
sleeping
sleep
on
on
him.
him, but
I'm
I
not.
still don't think he's the guy to beat Volk.
but he's not the guy to beat Volk. He's not ending Volk's streak. It's just not happening. And I saw Joe Rogan's podcast with Dan Cormier, and they were talking about how this is not the fight you want to take if you're Volkanovski. Why not? Why would you take this
knows?
fight? You fought the
Maybe-
best guys in the
maybe
division
they-
multiple times, and you don't want to take.
Maybe there's
Topuria?
something he's got. Topuria's got against Volk that he can use.
It's-
Not like obviously just something he's.
It's the
practicing.
Great versus El Matador.
His name is Alexander the Great Volkanovski. Like that's all I need
That's
to
so
hear.
cool.
Yep.
Because also crazy enough to say, they still don't have a fight for the main event of UFC 300. Volk said he would be willing to fight UFC 300.
Wow.
It's not happening.
Probably not. Probably
Because they
not.
have the fight booked already. They just haven't announced it. They're announcing it tomorrow night. Dana White's announcing it at the press conference, the post-fight press conference. But Volk is just, he's a stud. He's a stud, and I don't know.
Shay.
No sleep till. It's 3-1 to Alonzo. Pete